Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, actually it's not fine. Well, it is fine. I mean, they're growing, and you know what? It is fine. It is fine. Because if every time you walked back up to a project that you totally had meant to remember to do a little bit more of or tend to, and you found it in a state of disarray, and then you kind of had a little bit of a panic and walked back away because, or you like started blaming yourself, or you started being hard on yourself about it. I mean, that sounds like a really sad way to just live, doesn't it? Let alone get anything else done. And it's going to take the joy out of your projects. So instead of getting all anxious about the state of our seeds, let's go ahead and say good morning and hello everyone, and welcome back to our adorable, chaotic little garden where I realize, did I forget to name? No, we did name one of the plants last time, didn't we? I think we named the Night Star, as we were talking about how cool it is to have all of these beautiful plants, how exciting it was to be able to discover that there's still more that we can uncover and seeds that we can find here in this lovely little garden. And as I continue to realize that it's possible to walk in on this chaos and see the plants completely dried up, the seeds you were hoping to hybridize not having even sprouted yet, the bugs buzzing about, and it's possible to look at that, take a deep breath, smile to yourself, pick up the watering can, and keep going. That's, to be honest, kind of a very beautiful thing to me. After I believe we're going on 11 to 12 years now of creating adventures in our pixel biology community. After all that time, to have the great lesson that I'm folding into my life now be learning that you can carry on. I thought I would have some kind of bigger lesson about success. I thought I would have some deeper insights into storytelling, and I probably have folded at least a little bit of lessons about stories and connecting with people and connecting with myself, which in a lot of cases are the same thing over the years. But I think I would have assumed 10, 11, 12 years ago when I started sharing my shy little Sims 2 stories. Ironically, Sims 2 has apparently, and I use air quotes here, re-released just recently for me. Like the time is cattywampus, and by the time you guys see this, it will have been out for a little bit now. But we might give that some hard pokes, especially if I can find my copy of Unlimited collection and I can find my good mods and brush that off and maybe look into that again. But I thought after those first tentative Sims 2 episodes that maybe I would have gained some bigger, more adult, more grown-up life lesson at this stage in my life, especially as I get ready for my birthday. I can't believe I'm going to be 37. That doesn't make sense because honestly, my sister and I were just talking about this a couple days ago. I'm actually amazed I can remember that was a couple days ago, which means it probably was less or more. But it feels like time just, especially after everything closed down for the pandemic, just broke for us. And so realizing I'm going to be 37 doesn't make sense to me. But I ramble and I told myself, nope, we're gonna jump in, we're gonna roll around with the plants, and I am going to just keep going. I'm not going to restart because I already watered some of the plants, so. I thought I would have some more adult, grown-up, deeper, important life lesson. That at least what seemed like a deeper, more important life lesson to share with myself or the world, or have finally gained or achieved, like a sim who can never forget the skills they've learned, because they become static, even though in real life you have to constantly develop your skills, and things change and your life changes and the world around you changes. So those skills become, sometimes they aren't useful anymore. Sometimes they're just not useful for a time. Sometimes those skills might become useful in a way you never predicted, ever. But I thought there would be something serious or grown up I would have gained by now. Something more than the simple mantra of one of the most powerful things you can possibly do in life is to keep going, is to try again, or not even try. In fact, I feel like that's not the right phrase. Momentum. Not even momentum, because that implies like snowballing, making things bigger and bigger and always exponentially growing, which is what people thought you had to do all the time to be successful at YouTube. What I thought I had to do all the time to be successful at life, to stay ahead, to have enough of a budget between myself and disaster by staying ahead enough, having a wide enough margin of success that when disaster struck, I would be able to endure it without fear, I guess. And instead, here I am, after over a decade of these adventures. And I think the most beautiful and greatest lesson I learn, especially every time I scoop up all of the projects I want to do and take a moment to get the energy for being able to do them, by looking at this plant chaos and taking another step forward, kind of repeating the consistent behaviors. I didn't think that my great lesson of how do you endure, how do you find success, how do you find hope, how do you find happiness, how do you find joy, how do you find resiliency, how do you find comfort after sad things have happened, I didn't think the answer would be something as simple and frustrating in its simplicity to a younger me who would have wanted an answer that seemed complex and finite, and once you locked it into place like a puzzle piece you achieved, stayed put forever. There is no answer like that. And instead, the answer I've found is to set your sights on something beautiful in the horizon, a goal your heart truly reaches for. Truly reaches for. Even if it reaches for the sake of light delight, it doesn't have to be an end of the world, end all be all kind of goal. It can be something simple as watching a flower bloom, as watching your guinea pig snuggle into your hand, but focusing on that beautiful thing and then consistently taking step towards it. That's how you get to success and love and healing and beauty. And keep moving towards those beautiful moments that make you smile. If they're loud and raucous, if they're simple and sweet, if they're challenging and at the other end, on the other side of sweating and pushing your body and in a healthy way, because I don't think anything you truly suffer to do could be considered, I hope, would be considered of true beauty, the way I'm thinking about it. But I think setting your sights on that beautiful thing, whatever it is, silly, sweet, playful, especially playful, and then consistently taking a step towards it. Even if sometimes you can't really feel the steps, even if sometimes you're not really feeling it at first, action creates mood, mood creates like the ideas create the actions again, and then that creates the mood again, and you keep going. So what I'm saying, I guess it sounds more complicated as I try to put it in context, this ecosystem of life complex and context. But I think what I would tell my younger self is frustrating old person sitting on top of the hermit mountain with her white hair, wisdom, sage level, sagey stuff, which is so ironic because my real name is Sage. Like, that's literally my real name, is Sage. I always felt like I had to live up to that with wisdom and depth and insight. And I like that. And also color and green. So I would be telling myself as I finally reach the summit and am looking for the solutions to last happiness forever. It's setting your sights on something beautiful and taking that next step over and over again. There's no number attached to it to reach success, because success is in the journey of taking the next step towards something beautiful. It's not reaching 1 million subscribers. It's not a certain size of house. It's not awards or accolades or how many people join you even on the adventures that you go on. I could be all by myself right now, talking into the world and, well, into my 5 little guinea pigs. Beaver, don't eat my toes. I need to stop painting my nails green. They think it's like lettuce. But that would still be a success if I was taking the next step towards something that really felt beautiful in my life. So that would be the answer I would give my younger self. My younger self would say, that's nice and all, but I want to be able to know how to pay my rent. I want to be able to know, like, how to grow. I want to be healthy. And then my older self would probably smile and say, do your best with the world around you. And I think it's like when people say find your why. I've never been able to touch that because other people will be able to tell you why you should care, why you should do something. When they say find your why and let it be the thing that drives your goals. When someone asks us why, even a child, I think that's one of the reasons that you often have parents or people who take care of children who are not good with children get angry when a child asks them why. Because the answer to why is you have to explain the way the world works. You have to justify the way things are set up. And so for me, when people ask, why do I have a goal? It feels like you have to justify yourself to other people. And sometimes myself feels as fragile as a sandcastle. And that's not entirely my fault. And I mean, it's no one's fault, like, in a way, but our sense of self, our self-esteem, our self-belief, our self-confidence can feel like a little sandcastle that is watching this giant wave come when we have to justify why we care about something. And so setting goals made out of my why doesn't work, but setting goals because I believe I see something beautiful that my heart responds to, and the act of taking a step towards that feels like the act of being alive. I think that could get me through almost anything. And that's what I would try to explain to my younger self so that I could answer, younger self, how do you figure out how to pay your rent and stuff? Instead of acting from places of fear like I did for so many years. We grew up very poor, like I told the story before school. My dad would sometimes, or after school, would go to the Red Cross to donate blood and plasma to get enough money to pay for some of our school lunches. And we had reduced school lunches, so it was like 40 cents a kid, but we still didn't even have that much at the time. And I remember that because I would save little snacks to give him so that he had energy. Like, no wonder the answer to why so often is to stave off a sense of fear. But if I taught my younger self, find that beauty, I want to pay my rent because I want a happy home. It works instead of from a place of fear. You're focusing on your beautiful home and you're focusing on how can I care for that. And I think that would have helped my younger self figure out the steps that could be taken, not because I feel like I'm running away from something scary towards salvation of being able to have my home safe, but I could have taken possibly the exact same steps, but because I'm moving towards something that feels like walking into a hug and love. So there's my Seri ramble for the day that comes up because I'm here looking at this and thinking about taking steps towards making this place beautiful and filled with flowers and echoing that in so many myriads of ways in the rest of my life. Oh, and we're very lucky too, because it has been the 2-year anniversary of the beautiful Garden Inn experience, and that means there has been a surprise update that just delights me. That, if I find it, I have no idea where to even find it, but we might be able to get ourselves, there's a new spray can. Oh, here it is. Oh, how do we unlock it? There's a new spray can, new watering can, and they are unlocked in special ways to make it so you can water lots of different plants and you can water lots of different you can spray away a lot of the different bugs all at once. I have no idea how we get it. Maybe is it this one, the Expert Gardener? I think it is! Gardening has never been easier. With the use of these items, your plants will never be dry or infested ever again. Okay, I don't know if I mean, but then how will we take care of them? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we will work on that for a little while, even though I have been having so much fun with Tales of Old, and I really want to do the cottagecore more too. Oh, that's so hard to pick like which ones to work on. You know what? I don't mind watering everything over and over again. And actually it is going to be like Valentine's soon too. Oh, trying to pick which one to go. You know what? I'm feeling love and hugs and warms and fuzzies. So even though I'm not really into like hearts and stuff like that, we'll go ahead and we'll do that. And we will continue, since we chitter and chatter together here, to just water things one by one for now. But I would like to grow some of those new plants. I would like to go ahead, and it looks like today's little challenge is actually growing. I love that there's daily little challenges. I can't believe that like I missed that for so long. Place up to 5 of these plants in a vase today to gain a bonus point when it grows. So we're gonna go ahead, and I think if we were gonna plant void berries, let's go into the science center again for that, and we'll plant those void berries. And then I'm going to work on some of my projects that take a step towards that beautiful thing. I'm going to make sure I write down our insight that we've had here. I'll take a little screenshot of our adventures, print it out and put it in my joy journal, and make a little note about taking that step towards something beautiful. For me right now, like, it's like that saying I used to say all the time for the first 10 years, like a fourth of my life. Well, actually more than that, like a third of my life. I've shared with all of you, and that just makes me tear up with love and joy. I would say that the steps towards something beautiful. So today for me, that's going to look like working on getting several of the episodes and series that my beloved husband Chips has already processed for us prepared. There are some old episodes of old things ready to go that I just need to make thumbnails for, and I've just been a little bit sick. My physical therapy is going great. I have woken up without pain that makes it so it takes a long time to get up out of bed every day for the last 4 days. That's a miracle. I wish you could see, in fact, you should be able to see. I should see if I can record a little Patreon vlog today. If I can ever get the guinea pigs to stop pooping long enough to not make it look like a barn behind me. I will see if I can record that finally, even if it's a short little thing. I think if I work from that position of taking a step towards something beautiful feels like life. Isn't that a great way to get your imagination going? Because instead of imagining something scary or what you've done wrong or how to avoid fear or pain or trouble in the future, you're trying to picture something beautiful that could result out of your actions. Something good and happy. And I think I've been afraid to act for so long, because I have blamed myself so much for trying to do good things in the lives of the people I love, and I wrongly blamed myself, and it's really taken so much work and so much like work with my wonderful psychiatrist for many years now, so much inner work, so much time to realize, no, it's not my fault, the things that happened to my family and my loved ones. If anything, I'm just glad I could have been there to try to help as I could, because I didn't cause those things, and I was able to do something. And that is, I'm crying again because that's such a, it's taken me almost 2.5 years to get to the point where I can say that after everything that happened. And I want to take the other adventures I have off of being paused, off of being little seeds of stasis. I want to water them. I want to put them, maybe I'll put them in a little can, like these cute little peach cans these seeds are growing in, so that I can walk with them and take steps. But I want to take steps to see many of our adventures grow again. And it's hard to move and it's hard to act if you're afraid that the actions that you take will hurt those that you care about and love. So it's taken a long time for me to really make some great groundwork on believing that good, beautiful things can happen from the things I want to do. And that still sounds like way too big and brave of a statement, but here are the void berries. They're water plants, but we're taking those steps. And so today, let's do, should we do the water cups and like line it up? Oh man, is the lab, like the lab feels like it needs something a little more chaotic though. Oh, but come on, the void, let's use the dice. We're gonna go all dice. Can I roll these dice a little? Okay, and then we'll roll 22. That actually seems fitting. But yes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 void dice put on down. I like it. I like it. We'll rotate this one a little bit more so we've got some variety. Ooh, that one's a 20. Not 20. And then let's grab those void seeds. The void berries. What type of water do you go in, friend? Let's see. Yeah, the void berries go in. There we go. This water, I think? Pretty sure? How do I... Oh my gosh. But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. Thank you for listening. I know these are big rambles, but sometimes just getting your voice going and hearing the sound of your own voice and just carrying on the next step and then realizing, hey, I did something. It's truly so helpful. So thank you. And then there's little travel globes and tiny telescopes with these little void berries. I haven't put decorations and things up in forever. Little iceberg logos. Oh, I like that tiny telescope. That's really cute. That's really cute. And then what else can I put down here? Like, oh my gosh, some oversized dice to go with the tiny dice. Yes, please. And then the magic 8-ball. You can't predict the future. Like, that's so much fun. All right, we'll give this area a little more space so we can decorate a bit more because that's really cute. But yes, so I'm going to organize many of the adventures my husband has already processed for us and get those going. Also, this cute little ghost looks kind of like a slime. That's adorable. Oh my gosh. We got to get at least a couple of those down. And then what else do we have here? And I'm going to look over some of the adventures that I want to be working on and just pick some. And I have picked them many, many times. So I think I'm going to figure out what's the beautiful like result. What's the thing I want to do where I can create an oasis of our pixel biology community again for all of us and smile again. And I want to be really mindful that I might not be able to pull off everything that I want to do because of just life and my health, but I don't want to be afraid to take those steps anymore. So there's my little ramble there. And then let's see. There's a lot more. Oh my gosh, there were test tubes this whole time. This is why it's worth it to take a moment to go ahead and like poke things, investigate, look around, because then you're gonna find a platypus plushie. What? I had no idea there was a platypus plushie. Like, that's so cute. Here, we'll just leave it down there because that's adorable. There's a tea set. Like, I haven't properly looked back here, apparently, ever. And, oh, come on. We have to have the little, like, gel cube all over the place in the, like, the laboratory. You can't do that without having that guy everywhere. That's just too cute. And then, oh, can the void... Yes! Yes, we can have some of the void plants we're growing on top of our new little friend. There we go. I wonder who's ordering these void plants. That does make me feel kind of curious. And then we've even got ornamental shields. There's our little armored plushie. We're gonna have a grand time with all this, I think, friends. I really love this. So, wow, something beautiful out of what was a chaotic mess and my tangle of getting used to speaking again and talking and figuring out how to connect with myself again. And until you can do that, trying to connect with others, I just couldn't do it. But we're on our way, aren't we? One step at a time towards something really beautiful. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.